Okay, now I'd like to be continuing our series of Vulnhub. The box or virtual machine would be Inno, just displayed over here. And I also put the link into the description section below, so you can download the image. Without further ado, let's get started. To save the time, I have already imported into the VirtualBox. The IP address of the virtual machine has been identified as 254. I have already done the Nmap scanning, and I did the Nmap comprehensive Nmap scanning. As you can see, I specified this as option, and also do the scene scan and the virtual scan and the script scan. And from the Nmap scanning result, as you can see over here, there are two open ports. The first one is 22, which runs SSH, and the version number is here, and we don't think it's vulnerable. And also the next one is 80, which runs HTTP service. Of course, naturally, the next thing we are able to do is to do some enumeration for the HTTP service. And let's open up a new tab to visit this target IP address. Because this is a cached page, we need to refresh. As you can see, this is the lot reservation management system, but you can see we can find. This is how to say the search, but I think the author developed this application not very well. We cannot use the website correctly. Oh, sorry, I need to open up a new private window. So I think now what we can do is, maybe this is the CMS, the lot reservation management system, and we can search if we can find the vulnerability for this CMS, like WordPress, such as spread and lock reservation, or lot, not lock reservation. As you can see, there is one vulnerability or authentication bypass. So I think we need to download this vulnerability or exploit. We can search exploit and just copy the path and paste in here. Now we got the exploit description, not a code, and the cat. So you can see this is the authentication bypass and proof of POC, proof of concept. Step 1, open this URL. I think this should be admin. So we can admin. Yeah, you can see we need to input username and password, and use payload, this one, and this one for both username and password. So it means that we can utilize the login bypass techniques to bypass this login. We can do this all, and also we can admin login. Yeah, now we successfully log in as administrator, and of course the next step would be to find the location where we can upload the shell.php code. And let's scroll down, look at each function which is provided by this CMS. Also, like a lot list, we can do anything. I mean, for the exploitation, and also like users, nothing. But here you can see, here we can upload the image through this page. But before we do that, we need to prepare the shell.php code. We can copy from my two sets to a working directory, and also I needed to do some modifications. That is to change the IP address to my Kali Linux, which is 206. And I also like to change port number to 555, and write and quit. Okay, now we need to set up the listener, and then we can go back here and browse and shell. Oh, sorry, I needed to go to my working directory. Yeah, this is the file which needs to be uploaded onto the target and save. And the data successfully saved, no error. And we can go back to our terminal of Kali Linux. As you can see, we have already got the reverse shell connected from the target. And we can make this shell interactive, which Python 2 exists. We can use Python and import a pty module, and the pty spawn the bash. Now we got the normal bash shell, and we can go to the home directory to do some basic enumeration. So there's just only one user, which is ppp, and go to pp, and we got the user flag. Okay, but nothing else we can get from this home directory. And now we can go to the var directory and go to the backup. Yeah, nothing useful. And go back to the var directory, go to the www directory, and go to the HTML directory, and there's some subdirectory like lot, and we can go to admin directory. Always credentials will be saved in this directory, and we can cat the content of the db connect php, and we got the username and password for the database. We can connect to the MySQL database, specify root, and also password is lot. Sorry, oh, this is wrong. I specified the wrong username. It's not root, it's lot. Let's do it again, and lot, and we have already gone into the database, and we can show database, and the several database. Maybe we need to go to the, we can use the lot db, and we can show tables to know how many tables inside this database. Yeah, we can select all information or dump all information from users table, and we got the administrator username and password. Maybe we can decrypt, but of course we have already got a shell. We do not need to do that at this moment. So now let's quit. So I think now we need to do some we need to escalate our privilege. So how to do? I think a very powerful Metasploit module can come into play. Okay, and but before we do this, we need to generate our payload by the tool of Series-Vulnhub. And I can tap this command, so the command will be completed automatically. And I need to use a different port number, which is 6666. And then afterwards, we need to upload this payload onto the target. And very simple to do that. We can set up the HTTP server, And we go back to our target shell. We can use wget to download this payload. I think this payload works like a backdoor for the Linux platform. Yeah, no error. We can add a privilege of the execution to this file. And before we run this file, we need to set up the handler, sorry. And we can go, yeah, I think this is our working directory. We can launch our MSF console. And the Metasploit framework is starting up. Okay, we can use the exploit module. Module name is multi and handler. But we need to set the payload. This payload should be same as this one. When we configure or run the command with msf-vuln, and we can paste in here, and we can show options. Set the localhost as our Kali Linux. Set local port, and also the local port should be the same as this one. Just we configured here, which is 666, and let's run. Now the Metasploit started reverse TCP handler and wait for the collection from the target. And now we can head over back to the target shell and we can run this file. Yeah, no problem. And now I think we have already got Metasploit session, and we can background this session, and we can search a suggester, and we can use this post exploitation module. And this module will help us to find out which exploit can be utilized to elevate our privilege. And we can show options. I think we just need to configure one item, which is session number, because now we just got only one session, so we set the session number as 1, and let's run. Now this post exploitation module will connect local exploits for this target, and it will go through all possible vulnerabilities, and will find the most appropriate module for us, and then we can use this module to escalate our privilege. I think I explained very clearly on this. Of course, for this box, there another way to get foothold and also to escalate our privilege. But today, what I'm showing in this video is very straightforward. I think so. Yeah, now we got the first vulnerable exploit and exploit code. There's some error message, but it will not affect the whole process of the exploitation. Don't worry. Actually, I don't know the reason why there's so many error messages pumped up. Okay, and we can use this module. We can show options. And we can need to set the local host as our Kali Linux, and set another different port number as 888. And let's run. Oh, set the session number is 1. Let's run. And now running automatic check. I hope this module can work for us. The target is vulnerable. Very good. Yeah, the Metapret session has already opened. So okay, and now we can go to shell and we can sorry. So maybe we needed to wait such error messages. Yeah, we have already got the root shell, and we go to the root directory and list the content, and we got the proof txt, which is root flag. So I think we have already completed this virtual machine successfully. And this virtual machine involves different techniques. The first one is SQL injection, login bypass techniques. And by these techniques, we can successfully log in as administrator to the portal or the management portal. And then we can upload our shell.php to the target and get the reversed shell from the target. And next, we can make use of the Metasploit framework. Specifically is the post exploitation module, and this module will help us to find out the exploitable vulnerability, and then based on this module we can get the root flag and the root shell. So that's all I'd like to share with you in this video. I do appreciate if you can subscribe to my channel. Although I know I am not very professional in many areas, and also about my language, but I'm improving on myself. So if you can leave like on below, and also you can subscribe to my channel, I will appreciate very much for your support. So bye. See you in the next video.